News 25 is brought to you by Golden Casino Group, where you'll always find great fun, good food, and fantastic entertainment, all at Gold Town, Lakeside, and the Pahrump Nugget. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Firefighters are dispatched for a cooking fire, and a suspect is tased during a foot chase at Fall Festival. News 25 starts now.
This is News 25 with Eunette Gentry. News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
An alert citizen reports smoke coming from a home. It's Thursday, October 3rd. I'm Eunette Gentry. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue crews are dispatched to a house fire this afternoon in a senior neighborhood off of Wilson Road.
Firefighters and police were dispatched to Inverness Avenue this afternoon inside the Desert Greens community off Wilson Road for a reported structure fire. Upon arrival, they found light smoke coming from the doorway of this manufactured home. Fire crews found that there was, in fact, an unaccompanied cooking fire inside the oven. The fire was contained to the oven area and extinguished by Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue crews. Nye County Sheriff's deputies helped with traffic control. No one was at home at the time of the fire.
The Nye County Sheriff's Office reports that 2 people were taken into custody during our recent Pahrump Fall Festival.
The Nye County Sheriff's Office report that they arrested 2 individuals during the weekend's Fall Festival event at Petrick Park. First arrested was an individual by the name of Jesse Crane. He's a 24-year-old male who has been taken into custody for battery on a protected person, false statement to obstruct a public officer, resisting a public officer, failure to appear on a felony crime, use or possessing a dangerous drug, and under the influence of a Schedule 1, 2, 3, and 4 controlled substance. According to the declaration of arrest, deputies recognized an individual who was wanted for 2 warrants out of the Pahrump Justice Court, identified as Jesse Crane. They made contact with Crane, who identified himself as Jeremy Crane, who is Jesse's brother. Police say at that time they tried to run Jeremy's name through dispatch, and that's when Jesse, who is a suspect, began to run away. Officers say that Jesse ran into them, knocking their body cameras off their chest, and proceeded to run through and under vendor booths within the park. The foot chase ended at the McCullough Arena, where Jesse was tased. Officers say that Crane appeared to be under the influence of a controlled substance, and he allegedly admitted that he had 2 plastic straws with narcotics residue on his person. A detective with the Nye County Sheriff's Office said that Crane had ran from him 2 years previous to this incident. They also say that they found 2 pieces of tin foil with narcotics residue on them as well. Jesse Crane was then arrested and transported to the Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center. Police also say that they arrested an individual by the name of Joseph Mondragon at the festival. They say that they responded to a physical altercation within the park. Mondragon was allegedly knocked down during the fight, which resulted in his wallet falling out of his pocket. Police say that the juvenile tried to help Mondragon get his wallet and help him up. At that time, they say that the subject punched the juvenile in the arm. Joseph Mondragon was arrested for child abuse and transported to the Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center.
And in a separate incident, another local man is arrested following a domestic dispute.
On August 28th, Stephen Downey was arrested for domestic battery by strangulation. On Wednesday, August 28th, Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies were dispatched to an address on West Black Street in reference to a domestic that was no longer in progress. The alleged victim was relocating to her parents' house and stated that she had been beat up by her boyfriend at an address on West Black Street. She also added that the alleged suspect was still at that residence. Upon arrival, deputies spoke with Stephen Downey, and according to the declaration of arrest, he stated that the the mother of his children and him were having a verbal-only argument and stated that he left to a friend's house, and when he returned, she was leaving and said that she was going to call the police. Stephen denied there being any physical altercation whatsoever. Upon inspection, the deputies say that Stephen had redness in the face, was slightly short of breath, and appeared to be sweating, but Stephen stated that this was due to a recent workout. When deputies arrived to an address on South Homestead to speak with the alleged victim, they state that upon inspection, they determined that Stephen Downey had caused injuries consistent with strangulation and consistent with being hit in the face. Stephen was then placed under arrest and transported to the Nye County Detention Center. In the declaration of arrest, deputies also add that Stephen invoked his Fifth Amendment right, but while en route to detention, Stephen allegedly stated that he was hit repeatedly in the face and defended himself. Deputies say that they made sure that Stephen understood the rights read to him, and he stated that he did. When deputies asked why did he lie the first time, Stephen allegedly stated that if he's going to jail, then she needs to as well, and also added that it was unfair that he went to jail and she didn't due to the fact that her parents had money.
Business is disrupted down by the bayou. That and more national news that might affect your bottom line on the other side of this break.
This segment of the news is brought to you by Pahrump Cardiology, located at 1397 South Loop Road in Pahrump, Nevada. Call 775-210-8333 for an appointment. Dr. Tali Eric, proudly serving Pahrump since 2005.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, tariffs cause layoffs in Louisiana. That and more in today's financial news.
Here's Angela Miles with today's Business First Brief.
Topping our news, trade tensions take a turn. The World Trade Organization cleared the way for the U.S. to impose $7.5 billion in tariffs on products made in Europe. The tariffs would be in retaliation for illegal subsidies given to jet maker Airbus. A steel mill suddenly closed its doors this week. 350 workers at Bayou Steel were let go without warning. The governor of Louisiana released a statement partly blaming tariffs on imported scrap metal. The company manufactured steel beams. Ivanka Trump and the CEO of Google will be in Dallas today talking job training. Last year, President Trump established the National Council for the American Worker. It's aimed at retraining employees for high-tech jobs.
To find out where you can see us every day, go to businessfirstam.com.
Thanks, Angela. Turning back to more local news, MGM Resorts says that it's going to use the property that's located on Las Vegas Boulevard, where one of the deadliest mass shootings in U.S. history took place. Some would rather that space become a memorial for the 58 who were killed after a lone gunman opened fire 2 years ago during the Route 91 Harvest Festival and injured hundreds of others. The site, called the Las Vegas Village, has since been vacant and is now fenced off from the public. MGM says that the site will become home to an athletic and community center with space set aside for a permanent memorial for those victims. Soon, it will be used for a parking lot for a new Allegiant Stadium when Raiders come to Las Vegas in 2020. And the Nye County Commissioners ratified their agreement with Clark County Metro concerning the Storm Area 51 Facebook page event. The two counties agreed to assist each other if the projected crowds overwhelmed resources in either area.
At the recent Board of County Commissioners meeting, discussion was had to ratify the Memorandum of Understanding between Nye County and Clark County Metro regarding the Storm Area 51 event. Commissioner Wickman makes a motion to ratify the Memorandum of Understanding, which gets a second. Commissioner Blendo asks a question regarding something written in the Memorandum of Understanding.
Under 2, where it says mutual aid, it says each party hereto agrees to provide upon request from another party hereto aid and assistance in responding to emergency situations occurring within the jurisdiction of the requesting party. Emergency situations are not defined in the NRS, not that I could find, but emergency is Are we referring to NRS 414.035 where emergency is defined? And I believe it specifically is to this language and to this document, because emergency is also defined differently under NRS 433.
Marlis Lotek, speaking on behalf of the DA's office, responds, stating that the event is over. We are ratifying the agreement that allowed for the calling of assistance. Commissioner Blundo speaks further.
I would agree with the moot point, and it was for the Storm Area 51. However, there's language under here, under number 14, it says duration. The agreement shall remain in effect for a period of 5 years. What I'm trying to get at is I don't want to see a mutual hate agreement where we have Metro coming out here for a sting event, trying to pull people over, enforce this and do that. We have Nye County Sheriff's Office who are well equipped to address the concerns of our citizens here. I just don't want a piggyback, backdoor type event where Metro's starting to pull people over here in Pahrump.
Yes, Commissioner. What I would recommend, because we have no date on this agreement, we have no date near the signatory line, but we do have the 14 duration. If this is ratified, because it's already been signed, event is over, the intent was there, and if those are true and accurate facts of the intent, then what can happen later, if this is ratified, would be to come forward with an agreement pursuant to 14 and give the 60-day notice that it's terminated, and there would be no more duration. It would be very specific for that event. So that's always would address your concern. It can be terminated with 60-day notice. So we can move forward with preparing that document and having...
That would also take a secondary board action to terminate that, though.
Absolutely.
Right, so I would rather not enter something to have to then go back and say, hey, commissioners, let's do another vote.
Marlis Lotek states that you can't amend it because it's already signed. Commissioner Cox asks a question similar to Blundo's, asking, would it be all right to do away with number 14, which would be the 5-year duration?
It could not be amended and voted upon as the agenda item is stated. It can have action. You can take action to ratify it. You can take no action, or you can take action to ratify it and then later have an agenda item to revoke it. That would at least keep the record clean, and you'd have a clear record of the document being signed, the board ratifying it, and then terminating the agreement.
The chairman calls for the vote.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed say nay.
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 3-2.
And forget Taco Tuesday. Soon the Pahrump Taco Fest will be sizzling on a Saturday. That and more local news when we return.
You're watching KPVM News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back. Well, the Pahrump Taco Fest is back, and this year's competition is going to be bigger and better than ever.
The Pahrump Taco Fest will be held October 12th in the Calvada I from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. The Taco Fest features a taco competition from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. Cooks from all over will be competing to be the best taco in Pahrump. Attendees can purchase tasting tickets for $10 for $5. The tacos will be judged at 2 p.m. with prizes awarded shortly after. Taco Fest also has all sorts of entertainment on stage, including the band Desert Shadows, Lady of the Valley Tonanzin Dance Company, mariachis, a live DJ, and so much more. Taco Fest will also have plenty of vendors for the public to enjoy. If you would like to compete, sponsor, or be a vendor in this year's Pahrump Taco Fest, call 775-537-5575. Calvada Park is located at 2100 Walt Williams Drive, right here in Pahrump. You can find out more by going on the Pahrump Taco Fest Facebook page. We'll see you at this year's Taco Fest.
I know if you're a foodie like me, you can't wait for that event. And in other local news, the Moose Lodge is having a fundraiser this Sunday. The donation-only dinner will benefit the Letters to Santa that's put on by the Pahrump Lions Club.
Well, we do the donation dinners for the different organizations throughout the year. So this time it's for the Lions Club. And why they need this donation dinner, particularly at this time, is because it raises funds for the children to have Christmas. And Lions do a lot with getting presents for kids that otherwise wouldn't have something. And so this is part of it that raises funds. The Breakfast with Santa, I think the From Valley Auto has done it the last number of years.
Yeah.
But so we do this donation dinner, and that's our part to help them with this Christmas thing. This is Sunday, the 6th, which is this coming Sunday, and it's from 3 to 6 p.m. It's a spaghetti dinner with all the trimmings, salad, and garlic bread. Instead of our usual bake sale, we'll have a ice cream social, so people enjoy that with hot fudge sundaes and stuff like that. This is a donation dinner that is open to the public, and we'd like everyone that can to come on down and enjoy. And strictly donation, so whatever you put in the jar is what we take in. The Silver Tappers will be there around 4 o'clock to entertain us for around an hour. So come on out and enjoy the dinner and the tappers and just have a good time. The Moose Lodge is at 1100 East 2nd Street. And so it's right on the corner of 2nd and Center. You can't miss it because it's right down from the library. And we've got our moose emblem on the front there. So a number to call would be call the Moose Lodge at 727-6577. And there was word that misprinting on something where it said this is Saturday, but it is definitely Sunday from 3 to 6.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
All right, let's take a look outside right now at our current conditions through our Lerner and Rowe weather cam. Look at that beautiful picturesque sky. Not a cloud in the scene in any direction that we can see. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful first weekend of October. We'll take a closer look at our forecast and whether or not we can expect those temperatures to keep roller coastering up and down when we return.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hello and welcome back to News 25. I'm Michael Donohue with today's weather. In Las Vegas, we had a high of 88 degrees, the low of 58. Death Valley at 95 with a low of 61. Amargosa 84 with a low of 49. 79-43 in Beatty. 69-31 in Goldfield. Both Carson City and Tonopah with a high of 68 degrees. 32 for the low in Tonopah and 35 in Carson City. Fallon at high of 72, a low of 33. And finally Fernley, their high of 71 and a low of 36 degrees. Now today in Pahrump, we saw some nice sunny skies. Our high today was 84 degrees. Winds coming out of the south at 15 miles per hour. Humidity at 9% and our sunrise at 6:40 this morning. Now for tonight, clear skies. It's currently 82 degrees outside. Our low tonight is going to be 54 degrees. Winds coming out of the southeast at 12 miles per hour. 14% humidity and 6:25 tonight for our sunset. Now looking ahead to our 7-day, we do have some small changes. Those clouds we mentioned yesterday have now gone away from Sunday. We're going to see some nice sunny skies from now all through next Thursday. Temperature-wise, we're staying the same in our highs. We're going to be hanging out in that 80-degree bracket all week long. kicking off Friday in 81 and just kind of bouncing up and down throughout the week. We're going to be hitting highs of 88 on Monday and Tuesday. For our lows, we do have a little bit of a change. Friday through Monday, we're still going to be hanging out in those mid to high 50s. On Tuesday, we're going to be up to 60 degrees. And then Wednesday and Thursdays, those 60s we talked about yesterday have now become mid 50s once again. So maybe Mother Nature is just teasing us. She's not quite sure what she wants to do yet with temperatures. Maybe we're going to get cooler, maybe we're going to get hotter. I guess we'll just find out when we get there. So now with that, we're going to throw it back to the desk with Eunette.
Thanks so much, Michael. And as we leave you tonight, we just want to remind you that it's not too late for you to join in on all the fun during the upcoming Taco Fest. It's going to be October 12th from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. in the Calvada Eye. And of course, there'll be lots of food, entertainment, and vendors. And if you would like to join in, please go to Pahrump Taco Fest on Facebook. And you have until this Monday if you would like to enter that competition. And if you think you can't stand the heat, then you can always sponsor a vendor. Well, good luck to everyone who's competing. Well, that does it for this edition of News 25. I'm Eunette Gentry. And from all of us here at KPVM and Ace Country Radio, thanks so much for joining us tonight, and we will see you again tomorrow. Good night.